Hello, it's Pedal Affected, otherwise known as Gary Kane, depending on where we chat these days. I'm on all the socials. Feel free to ask me anything. I know some of you take me up on that offer, but I'm sincere. I'll give you a response. If I don't have the answer, I'll tell you I don't. But sometimes I do, and that makes it fun when I can help people. So this is one of those moments. I have noticed the question comes up often. Can Hector, can Beebo be a Midi host? How do you do stuff involving MIDI controllers directly to the Hector or to the Beebo? So I wanted to shed some light on it. It's actually pretty easy, but I thought it might be even better to show it visually because words might not convey just how simple and easy and fun it can be to utilize this in your setup. I have a slightly different setup these days where I don't need to connect directly to the Hector, to the Beebo. I usually have my MidiFighter into a DAW. It's sending it out through a different MIDI hub through my whole system these days. But in isolation, we're just going to use the Poly Effects Hector, that is, specifically right now, right here with the MidiFighter. So we just need a simple patch. We're going to put together two things real quick here. Chaos Controller, and we're also going to throw in the multi-resonator. So just skipping ahead here just to throw those in. There may be random cat noises in the background. I apologize. It seems everybody's awake for the moment. Yeah, they are. Cool. So Chaos Controller, we're just going to do trigger 1. We're going to go out to strum. The X1, we're going to send that out to basically the pitch. And before we get too far, I just want to sort of speed things up. So we're just going to go in and change a few settings on Chaos Controller. Just get it ready for where we're headed. I like Deja Vu. It makes things a little bit more predictable, to say the least. Steps quantizer, let's just leave that at minor. And gate generator, we may come back and mess with that some more, but that's a different detail. Not worried about that for the moment. So let's patch this to the outs, and we're going to treat this as semi-stereo in nature. And you can hear already there's some stuff cooking. Alright, that's cool. So we could do a few different things now. Firstly, simple USB cord. Just make sure it's the right type for the device that you're trying to use. And in this case, this one works for the MidiFighter, and it's just that simple. It does power on USB class compliant devices. The Beebo and the Hector is powerful. However, for multiple devices, I have used a USB powered hub successfully. I've used 4 devices and more, depending on the hub. So that would cover your needs for a Keystep, a MidiFighter, additional controllers, things that people prefer can be used this way. So now that we're connected, the only thing we really would need to do is go in and make some assignments. So case in point, I'm going to mess with position. We'll just put that here. And then we're going to mess with damping. Okay. We could add structure too, because that's kind of cool. Another thing that's worth adding right below these, so we have position, damping, and structure. I'm going to just make some assignments here. So for the position mod, we're going to assign it right below the position adjustment encoder. For damping, same thing. And for structure, same thing. Okay. So we have these, as you see. I just want to make them all roughly 50% for the moment. Or rather, I should say 0. As close to 0 as possible for the moment. Cool. So that gets us part of the way there. We have standard control over those tones. So let's have a little bit of fun. The Chaos controller has a Y output. Let's just send that a few places. For instance, let's send it to the damping mod. Let's send that Y output again to the position mod. Let's send that Y output again to the structure mod. So now, basically, when the position mod is at 0, it's not going to allow that equivalent of CV to move anything. However, you will see right now that things do cooperate. And I also like to go into the Y voltage here just to keep a view on where that is so that things make a little bit more sense. So again, position, damping, structure. These are just the tone controls. These are just the modulation controls. The attenuators, as it were. So, Y voltage. This is what we got right now. Let's give a little positive modulation to things. And I'm going to make the damping a little bit negative. Okay. Now from in here, let's mess around. Turning some of these modulations negative. Turn that one positive. And back to gate generator. So just one last little tidbit to put out there. I think that going into Granular and using encoders to control stuff really makes life better. So just going into the mix there. You can hear already, it's awesome. So I'm going to put the balance level control here as this MIDI. At 0, you obviously hear none of the granular. Being able to control that level is pretty cool on the fly. Also, size can come in handy. Let's make that there. When you do things like freeze, size matters. There you go. It's kind of fun. No menu diving, no spotlight. But those aren't bad things either. For instance, if we wanted to, we could be going to, for instance, our previous controls, exposing spotlight. I mean, that's really where you would put it, exposing spotlight. Exposing spotlight. And because we have spotlight right there, I mean, you could centralize everything. It's really pretty cool. I'm using the MidiFighter still. You see the visual relay. And just to go, I'll add one of the modulations to the visual. Damping is one of my favorites, so let's expose in spotlight. So as you can see, we have both damping and damping mod on screen. You can move two simultaneously, no issues. To get clever, you can move three at the same time practically, no issues. Really smart device.